Hello everyone and welcome again to 24K Lorcana. We got a nice other deck profile here to show you guys. We're here in Seattle. We have the Challenger and another one of my close friends here and testing partner from the Discord Cookout. We got James what say it?
James Silvas.
James Silvas right here. And he's gonna show some spice. We got a deck profile. We got it that they're cooking, right? And he's gonna show us what he played. But first of all, let's take us through kind of like what made you choose, well, you're on Amber Steel, but with no aerials, right? Right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so take me a little bit on like, you know, kind of like what made you want to play this deck? Did you test it how long before? And like kind of just take us your thoughts about the deck in general.
Going through this meta, ever since playing Vegas, green still came back on the map. So naturally, everybody, you know, is gonna net deck Zan's build, great build. And I was like, we need an answer to it. We need to answer this. I was thinking Amber Steel. But what I noticed is green still can't keep up if you just go burr.
Yeah.
So you take out the aerials. They think you're playing aerials. They'll mulligan for that. They'll drop an Ursula. You're not seeing a bunch of songs. So I'm only actually playing 12 songs in the deck, which you'll see.
Nice. Alrighty, okay, so we'll take us through it. We're gonna go to the deck profile and then we'll kind of ask you as we go, you know, if there's any thoughts. Because I know it's definitely different. It's not like Amber, it's like, I've seen like Steel song, like Amber Steel with like just characters, and I've seen Amber Steel song with so many songs. And this is kind of like a good mixture of both. Like you can still control their board. And I say this because, you know, we've tested a lot together, a lot too. And you control the board, but you can also just go how you said burr. So, okay, so take us through your one drops, take us to the deck profile. Let's see what you got going on here.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so classic one drop, goated card, set 5, Daisy Duck.
Alrighty, nice. Good old, everyone knows what it does. Everyone knows how annoying it is, right?
Yes. You let this thing survive, that's game, 3 turns.
Yeah, it's not like we have a choice, right? 1-4?
1-4 body. You better find your brawl.
Yeah.
Classic, you always need Cinderella. It's a great turn 1 singer. They're fearing to let the storm rage on, and it's just like any blue deck. Their turn 1 popsicle. This is your turn 1.
Alrighty, now I know, is that you have more one drops? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm also running the Robin Hood line.
Okay, the Robin Hood. How did that perform this weekend?
Robin Hood is good. If you see the shift, it's great because you're gonna sing wheel. For sure, you want to just wheel them. It's also good control in the mirror or any other type of aggro type deck. They're not getting over the body of the shift.
No, that's fair. Now, whenever you would see, like, is there do you mulligan for one specifically, or what's your kind of go-to kind of line here?
So a good line, obviously, if you see Cinderella and let the storm rage on, that's your primary line, especially if you're on the play. On the draw, I would definitely go with the daisies, especially if you're drawing goated. Turn 1 daisy, turn 2 daisy. It's no matter what deck, they're gonna be sad to see it.
Yeah, even double daisy alone, right? Like you know, like a daisy and then like a daisy with like a Robin Hood or something. That's even enough to like put so much pressure.
And then they have to choose. Or a good combination is if you don't have the storm rage on, you go daisy, and then if you have these, turn 2 Cinderella, Robin Hood, and they don't know it.
They don't know what's happening.
They don't know what's going on. So they have to pick and choose. Right, you know, do I have this shift? What am I doing with this?
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's gonna be it for the one drops.
Okay.
For 2 drops, we have a goat, Mr. Smee.
So good.
Solid card. He's questing for 2, a 3/3 body. You know, they're gonna cause bad trades usually, and you're usually getting lore off of him. Also a great target for the Rapunzel healer.
Yeah, such a good card.
You know, if he's gone 2 turns, got 2 damage, and they don't deal with him, Rapunzel draw off him is crazy.
Yeah. Definitely glad to see you're on the Smee there. Some people don't play it, and I'm like, wow, to me.
Smee's too good to not play.
Yeah.
We're aggro deck, so you're playing Piglet.
Nice.
Now it's a steel meta, but if they don't, we can't be scared to play cards. You know, everybody has an answer, but there's only 4 of each card. You know, if they're seen each time, that's their day, right? So they most likely they answered these guys over here, but now they have to deal with this. You know, there's only so many removal cards they're playing. This guy's insane in this deck. He's questing for 3. He's also, what little people know, he's a captain. So that ties back into the Smee. The Smee doesn't take damage because of the Piglet.
Yes, exactly. That's all funny synergy that you got going on there. It's really cool.
Now our 3 drops, we're stacked in the 3 drops. This is the majority of the deck.
Alrighty.
Now I'm gonna introduce you to the GOAT. To go get them now, go get the foils.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Oh man, yes, the good old Baloo. And I know you weren't the other there was a few other Amber Steel players that were trying to go aggro and they caught on this. So it's definitely a really good card. It's definitely good. You went 4. Give us your thoughts on Baloo.
I think if you're playing any aggro deck, style that's Amber, he's a 4 of 100%. At most 3. He's insane. So he provides the bodyguard. When he's banished, no matter how he's banished, with removal, a challenge, you're gaining 2 lore off of him. So he's a guaranteed 2 lore. And if they don't deal with him, he can also quest. But more importantly, he's a 3-drop. He can sing your songs. He can sing Let the Storm Rage On. He can sing Strength while also providing the bodyguard. So if your turn 1 is Daisy, turn 2 Smee or Piglet, your turn 3 is Baloo. Now these are protecting these. Yeah. And if you draw Golded, turn 1 Daisy, turn 2 Daisy, and now you drop the Baloo. So you've quested for 2, then 4, 6, then you've got him. So they out him. If they don't have another out, so now you're at 8. So now you had 3 here. So then you go 10, 12, 14. And that's how much benefit he provides.
Yes, honestly, I do hear people here and there be like, I lost to Baloo. And I believe the true reason why you don't hear that more is because just people are not on this yet and don't believe it yet. But if this was more of a standard thing, I think just Baloo, the people losing to Baloo would just be so common, man, because it's such a powerful card. It's hard to avoid, right? Like you're gaining at least a lore, or we're gaining the 2 lore, but you're going to be questing along the way too if they don't want to deal with it. So
yes, and he's a good finisher. If you're stuck at 18 lore and their board is just crazy, you just play him. So red, purple, what are they going to do? Medusa him, you get the 2 lore. Tremaine, you get the 2 lore.
Yeah.
B prep.
There's no way out. Yeah.
There's no outs.
Yep, unless you're playing a weirdo like Hades, Let It Go, but that's only very few decks and probably Blue Steel if so, right? So
yeah, that's the only out, and the majority of the time.
That's such a down trade they have to Hades a Baloo.
And what's funny is Blue Steel is actually your best matchup. You should 2-0 Blue Steel, no problem.
Yes,
because they're too slow to catch up.
Yes, I can vouch for that, guys. As I play, you guys know me for Blue Steel.
Okay, and then continue with our 3 drops. We got Lawrence, such an underrated card. Underrated. Quest for 2 Inkable. Without damage, he's a 4/4 body. So that means he can't get brawled. He can't get Medusa, which is important. There's matches that I won during because red purple couldn't out it. Now if they're playing the red blue and they have the ice block, sure they can out it. But red blue, honestly guys, most of the red blues I faced in the challenger, I 2-0'd them. I only split 1, and he got me stuck at 18 lore, and it was a struggle. And he was a very good player. So don't be scared of red blue as Amber Steel. They'll actually get overconfident and think that you're free.
But not this one deck. At least not this variant, right? This deck is very fast, and you've got a few 2-0s, right, with the blue red.
Yes.
Blue red, yeah.
And then a staple, and then he's just too strong not to play is Pete. Everybody knows what he does. He's stopping actions, and that's important for the aggro deck. you know that turn 7 they're playing the B prep. You're dropping him on 6 with a handful of these small characters, and then they're looking at you sad. I think he's a 4. If you go down to 3, it's kind of spicy. This deck, it demands 4. You need 4. You Mulligan, you see him, you put him back. You'll get to him. And we'll go more on that later.
And honestly, as we go on, guys, he's one of my testing partners, and we vouch. He tests with Team Top Choice Gaming. He tests with a few of us, and then it's a really good, strong deck. It's very powerful. Honestly, we were going on and on, and it's to a point where I stopped just testing against it because I just could not win. And I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to find a way. But this build just beats a lot of the good matchups, and it's just against Purple Steel, against Purple Red, against Blue Red. It had just a lot of good generic matchups, so it's really, really great. It's very versatile, and it has songs, and it has characters. It can go mid-range, you can play the long game, and it can like definitely just go burr, how James said. But yes.
Okay, to continue on the 3 drops, we got the Donald Duck. So he's
favorite card in the game, Donald.
He's so good. He's a bodyguard as well. He's a 2/3, so he's hitting bank when they go for him. But what I like about him is when you play him, you add 1 lore to your character. So now your Piglet, instead of questing for 3, he's questing for 4. And he's nasty. Being protected. That's nasty. Honestly, through playing, I think I would probably add another one. But he's basically your GOAT, which is very interesting. A lot of the matchups, I would have one quest character standing. They would leave it alone. They didn't think it could close out. They would try to redevelop their board, and that was their mistake. Because then on my turn, I play them add lore, quest for a game. And then they're just left speechless. I definitely think in aggro decks, with him and Baloo, goated bodyguards. Very necessary, very necessary. The rest of the 3 drops, classic steel song. You got Strength of Raging Fire.
Yeah.
Let the Storm Rage On.
Good cards, good cards.
Very great cards. You need them. Cinderella singing them is goated. And remember, guys, Baloo can sing it. Baloo can sing
Funny
it.
enough, your bodyguards sing them, right? And then your bodyguards become exerted, so it's okay.
So they do their job. We're on to the 4 drops. We got Sven. Sven, if you don't know what he does, he actually readies a character. They can't challenge or quest after. Important thing, they can sing.
So you would get your lord in first, and then you go sing afterwards.
So you can potentially quest, play him, they ready the character, then you can sing as well.
Nice.
Or if you need to protect your Daisy from a potential out from a fox or a Maui, you quested their Daisy, play the Sven, they're ready.
Just trying to get that lore in, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not worried about what they're doing. The goal of the game is to get to 20. That's how you win at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and
right.
These will definitely help you get there. Now, I said I would add Donald. I think I would cut 1 Sven and put the Donald for that.
Alrighty.
To continue on with our 4 drops. This is a great draw power. The Rapunzels. Everybody knows what she does. The synergy there with the Lawrence and the Smees, insane. Especially Lawrence being a 4/4 body. Any of their 3 strength characters, you'll take them out. Boom, you just drew 3, and your Lawrence is back up to 4. Some good combos you can do that they don't see. Let's say they don't have a character. You have a Lawrence on board, and say a Cinderella or maybe a Baloo. You have them sing strength, or let the Storm Rage on, damage them, and then you heal your own character. Insane draw.
Yeah, good draw indeed. Yeah.
And then we have our best singer here, Naveen.
Sheesh, look at those beautiful things. All right, good old Naveen.
So Naveen is the 2 of us in this deck. He's uninkable, great card. We're actually playing 18 uninkables in the deck.
Nice. That is a lot. That is a number a lot of people are going to be scared of. But hey, guys, top 64, it works.
Naveen is golden on curve. You've already got your aggro here. If you got your songs here, he's playing a song for free. There's no way, he's not a good card. I don't think you go over 2. Like I said, we're on 18 uninkables. And he shows up when he needs to. Trust the deck, trust the process. Moving on, we got our 5-drop. It's the Robin Hood shift from earlier. A lot of people got off of the Robin Hood, but in this particular deck, he's good. He's good. We don't care that they're outing it or whatever they're doing. We want to see the early shift. I didn't really play him during, because I already won by that time where he could be played hard casted. So if I don't see the shift, he's going to usually be ink because we're winning already.
Yeah, and if you bring him out, him challenging is also with the deck because it's gaining you lore. Yeah.
And then remember, when they take it out in a challenge, you draw a card.
Yeah.
Don't forget your triggers, guys. And then our last is A Whole New World. We're on 4.
Favorite song, yeah.
The best thing, obviously, you play Naveen, Whole New World. By that time, you've already emptied your hand, and playing this on curve, insane value. And then a lot of people said that's your only way to sing it is the Robin Hood and this Naveen. That's the crazy thing about this deck is that the lore generation that you have, because there was plenty of times where I had to play it, I had to hard cast it, but we don't care because we're already at 14 to 16 lore. We just need to close out. So you're idealing, you will, they do what they do. We don't care what they're doing. As long as you will into Pete and some of these guys, you won. Because they're not clearing your board. The only thing that you need to look out for is Big Sisu. But you have to remember, Pete is 3, Smee is 3. Lawrence is a 4.
So just play smart around it, right? Yeah.
Yes. And remember, red blue, we're not worried about him. Because we're going Burr.
Yes, the aggro deck. So it actually has if you're gonna make the matchup go from like really bad to fitty, this is the way to go, right?
Yes. Somebody had asked me, what is my worst matchup? I don't think this deck necessarily has one. During the Challenger, my hardest, 2 of my hardest matchups actually were a red-purple Challenger deck because we want to turn sideways and they want you to turn sideways. Her deck was insane. She had Goofy.
The Super Goof, Shirkan, and that was crazy.
And she wants you to turn side. The Elsas, it was crazy. I actually split with her. And also green purple. I did 2-0 the green purple, but it felt like a war. The first game, the opponent got to 18, so it was very close. Second game, he had to use Lyle, and I just went up and down on lore, but no matter how much he Lyled the characters, my guys are
just out-questing.
Eventually, it's out questing.
Yeah.
And Baloo, again, this is the goat of the deck, guys. I suggest pick up the cold foils.
I suggest you pick up the cold foils too, because man, look at you.
It was funny enough. After people saw what I was on, they literally told me, I'm playing your deck on because they didn't make day 2. They're like, 3 people told me, I'm playing your deck day 2. Can you send me the list? I said, yes. I looked for cold foils there. Apparently they found them and they bought them all. So I would recommend going buy them. I'm going to go look for them myself. Slept on card that I think a lot of people are going to come up on.
He's so broken. Man, look at this. You had a great run, man, and you got top 64. This is barely your second challenger. You didn't even get to travel for all these other ones, right? So this is barely your second challenger, and you already got that top 64, man. Great deck. I'm glad they said that you have changes moving forward, with the Donalds, with the Baloo ratios, with the Sven. That's really good. Do you have any shout-outs that you want to give? I don't even know if I did that, but do you have any shout-outs you want?
Shout-out, of course. We have our testing group, which you started it and had invited myself as the cookout. Everybody in there, top-level players. Our friend Caesar was at the same event. He actually went top 8 and got the golden Mickey.
Yes.
There was 5 of us that attended, so 2 of us made day 2. I know yourself, you were very close to day 2. You got to let it go. Our other friend
Also
let it go. Yeah. So cookout is cooking. So be out there on the lookout for us.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Drewby's. I gotta give him a shout out. Drewby's Collectible.
Yeah.
And Corona, great shop. He's a great owner. Drew, hit him up. Very
great guy.
Very great guy. Very great guy. Shout out TDK and Riverside. If you're in the area, toughest locals. So if you're a competitive player, or wanna be, go out to their locals. There's a lot of great players there. Great learning experience, Yes. Or if you want to challenge
people too.
Or if you want to challenge yourself, go test yourself there.
Top to keep, Riverside, yeah.
Top to keep, and also Top Choice Gaming. They moved their new location, Redlands. Also a great shop, and that's where you'll mostly see me play. But I'll travel around,
Yes, you definitely. Hopefully, this motivated you, man, and you're gonna see more of you. All right.
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty, thank you so much, James, for giving us this fire. I like this list myself, and I'm probably gonna try it myself, man. But thank you so much.
Thanks.